It's a good thing. Oh, by the way, Marilyn says hi. She signed on here.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Some people have been emailing to say that they just don't get the emotions feeling thing. Are you guys, have we lost all of you as well?
No.
Okay. Then we'll ask you to indulge us while we just give a little blurb here so that those people who aren't getting it can get it more. And the example someone wanted us to use was our famous example of getting cut off on the freeway. So why not use our famous example of getting cut off on the freeway? It's been a couple weeks since she sent this email, but we remember it something like this. When someone cuts you off on the freeway and you're angry with them, she was having a hard time discerning between emotions and feelings there. Okay? Perfect example because everyone knows what it feels like. When you get cut off on the freeway and you have an emotive response, we believe the Visionaries called it, to that experience, the temptation is, you know, the big F you, right? How dare you? What, don't you see me? Don't I count? You're an asshole. You're ignorant. You don't know how to drive. You know, you pick. It's one of those. Those are all emotions, huh? Or multiple versions of it. Those are all emotions. Those are all emotions because they're not reflective of the moment. What is actually going on in your body in the moment if you don't attach to the habitual reaction to the stimulation? So you're tempted to the emotion of blah, 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 blah. And then you can say, wait. Right now, what's going on? There's a nice song on the radio. The guy didn't hit me. He's already a mile down the road. He's not even in my life anymore. And I'm almost over here willing to be emotive about him. You know, I'm feeling good, or I'm, you know, concerned about something, or whatever happens to be true for you. You were driving on the road in one condition. Let's assume you were in a feeling. Let's assume you were in the moment. Let's assume you were experiencing your car. Let's assume you were experiencing your body. Let's not assume you were in a different emotion. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt and say that you were experiencing a feeling. Someone came in. Habitual emotions arose in you. The emotions attached typically to the past and the future. Or to judgment. Not preferences, judgment. Past, future, or judgment. Are you going to go into the past, future, or judgment when you could be where you were before it even happened? Because the guy didn't hit you, there's no damage done, he's on his way, you're still with you. Are you going to keep him close to you energetically, be bitchy with him because when he's down the road, remember, he's a script holder and sandpaper. How you use it is your choice. And how you decide to interact with it is your choice. So are you going to interact with it as an emotion, which is habitual, or are you going to react with it as a feeling, which is actualized experience of what's really going on right now? That's the difference between feelings and emotions. Right? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Microphone, please.
So, could it be accurate to say that you're going down the road, feeling good, blah, blah, blah. This guy comes in, cuts you off. So you feel fear. Mm-hmm. And then, because you don't want to feel fear, you go habitually to the emotive state of being angry, which prevents you from feeling the fear and acknowledging it, and also prevents you from getting back to your equilibrium. So there's a component of denial of the actual emotive moment.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because people would say, well, the fear I felt was emotion. No, the feel you felt was biological.
Right.
It's adrenaline. It's fight or flight. So you say, I felt fear. Okay, are you going to stay in fear? Or, you know, staying in fear would be the emotion path. Acknowledging, wow, I felt fear there for a minute, but there's nothing to be afraid of. Go back to feeling. So that's probably where people get confused, is because the emotive state, the biological emotive state is so strong of a reaction, they don't think it's a choice. But remember, everything's a choice. And that's a big grown-up way of looking at it. So, I feel fear. Oh, we'll tell you an example. This is a good one. So you guys know Veronica's not so much for big cities. Right? That's not exactly the place that she likes to hang out. And she found herself yesterday alone in San Francisco. Randy, who's known Veronica for a long time, just shook her head like, oh my God. Yeah. And she was only going to be alone for a short period of time. But she immediately went into fear, just like you said. She felt afraid. Oh, I'm alone in San Francisco for 20 minutes. Oh my God. Tsunami alert. Wah, wah, wah. And then she stopped herself. She said, wait. Literally, wait. And she looked all around. She's in the financial district, for God's sakes, right? She looks all around. All she sees is tall buildings, nicely dressed people, and shops. She thought, there's nothing to be afraid of here. So then when she came into the feeling state of the emotion, it was curiosity. And she said, I'm going to go and I'm going to look in the store windows. Because she likes just to look in the windows, you know, see what's going on. What kind of shops they had. She just wanted to look in the windows. So she strolled down the street looking in the windows for 20 minutes. And it turned out to be a very nice experience. Yay. If she had stayed with the emotion, the one that came up, you know, like the math problem, the answer that was obvious was to be in fear, and Lord knows what kind of crazy stuff she could have created down there in San Francisco being in fear. She would have found the one person who wanted to be in fear with her in the whole financial district probably, because everybody else was just busy being in the sun. First sunny day in San Francisco in a really long time. So what we're saying to you is this. Yes, your body may react, but it's a choice to stay with that emotion or to choose the feeling that's actually reflective of the moment you're experiencing, not reflective of the habit you have assigned to stimulus, which, you know, if you go into fear, there's all kinds of things, like you said, anger and denial that's attached to fear typically. And if you find yourself having a specific emotive response all the time, then it's really much easier to catch yourself and ask for the feeling. And again, the feeling can be facilitated by, what's my big toe doing? You know, what's my left elbow doing? How do my feet feel in my shoes? What's the weather like right now? Anything that brings you into the actual physical experience of the moment is going to be helpful to help you determine what your feeling is. And a lot of times it'll be curiosity, fascination, because you're very curious and fascinated beings when you're not afraid. That's why we said, is it fear or fascination? You're very curious, fascinated beings when fear is not the predominant experience. And we could talk about that for another hour, but we're not gonna. Because if we don't, move it along, move it along, move it along. Because technically we have 16 minutes to get through everybody else. Oops, okay, here we go. Bye, everybody. We probably won't be back. Oh, let's have some more water. Because you know. Oh, the girls.